Good morning, this is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. Starting off cold and breezy. We do have a wind advisory currently in effect, and that will likely remain in effect for most, if not all, of the day today before we start to see those winds subside later on. Otherwise, seeing mostly sunny conditions and expecting mostly sunny conditions to prevail through much of the day today. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we're still stuck between this high pressure off to the west and low pressure off to the northeast. That's keeping that tighter pressure gradient over the local area. That's going to keep those breezy conditions around as we move through the day today. But eventually, as we move into the weekend, this area of high pressure will build in over the local region, and that's going to see or bring some quiet conditions as we move through the next several days and see some moderating temperatures as we get mainly towards the end of the weekend and into next week. Look at current weather this morning, seeing a few clouds at 3,000 feet, winds out of the northwest, 14, gusting up to 24 knots, temperature 26 degrees, and our relative humidity is at 57%. Taking a look at the current visible satellite, we can see the snow cover there from that last event. Otherwise, just a few cumulus clouds that are just to our south and off the coast as we move through the day today. Could see another cumulus field develop as we get some warming from the daytime heating, but otherwise should see plenty of sun as we move through the day today. If we look at the European model here zoomed out to see what we can expect as we move through the weekend. Again, dry conditions and breezy and cold conditions as we move through the day today, but that high pressure builds in as we get into the day tomorrow, and that will allow those winds to start relaxing as we get into the evening time frame tonight. Tomorrow, another dry and quiet weather day. Will still be on the chilly side, and we will have an upper level short wave moving through the region. That's mainly just going to bring some additional mid and high level clouds as we get late in the day and into the overnight time frame tomorrow night into Sunday, and then we'll see clouds clearing once again as we get into Sunday. Partly cloudy conditions and a bit more moderate in the temperatures, getting back closer to our seasonal average. But as you can see here, dry weather and quiet weather resuming for the weekend as we have that area of high pressure in control. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have that red risk for winds that are above 25 knots, dropping down to an orange risk as we move into the afternoon and first part of the evening. Again, that wind advisory is currently in effect. We'll likely see that through most of the working hours today, as we do expect winds out of the northwest 12 to 17 knots, gusting up to 27 knots, and then slowly starting to taper off as we get past sunset this evening, and then setting up with a fairly calm wind out of the northwest at around 5 to 10 or 4 to 9 knots as we move through Saturday morning. We're going to see our high temperature up around 37 degrees this afternoon, and that's going to put our wind chill values in the low 20s, and then we'll see wind chills back in the teens as we move through the overnight time frame. Our actual low temperature will be around 20 degrees for Saturday morning, and just before sunrise at those lowest temperatures, we will see wind chill values getting down into the low teens, so we do have that yellow risk for that possibility of seeing those wind chill values drop below 10 degrees. Otherwise should see plenty of sun as we move through the day today. Slight chance of maybe seeing a ceiling develop briefly around 4,000 feet if we do get that cumulus field developing with that daytime heating, but overall should just be a few clouds and plenty of sun around, and we'll see clear skies as we move through the overnight time frame. Tides are running normal at this time, and Saturday we'll see mostly sunny conditions early. As that short wave pushes through later in the day, we'll see partly to mostly cloudy conditions. As we go into the evening, we'll see our high temperature around 40 degrees. But looking at green conditions for our weather risk that continues through the entirety of the weekend and Saturday night, we'll see some additional clouds around, eventually pooling away with that short wave, and could see a slight chance for some patchy mist with a low around 29 degrees, and then back to more seasonable conditions as we get into Sunday. We'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions and a high around 48 degrees. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecasts. Enjoy your morning.